This isn't a burrow. This is a statement. You are looking at 40 feet of pristine riverfront, south-facing mud, and a moss profile that appraisers have literally wept over. Sign today and the otters next door will hate you. In a good way, the premium way.
Capy is looking at a hole in the ground, a very expensive hole in the ground. The listing said turnkey. Capy has learned that turnkey means the keys turn, the money does not stop. But the river is nice. Capy likes the river.
Absolutely stunning, isn't it? Original moss. Load-bearing moss. This wall alone dates back to the previous Otter dynasty, and I cannot stress enough. That adds value. Everything here adds value. The dampness adds value. The smell? That's not mildew, that's heritage.
Capy pays. Capy moves in. Capy sits in the doorway of 40 feet of riverfront and feels for one full afternoon like a man who made a good decision. One full afternoon. Remember that number. This is the mistake.
I'm your HOA president. Welcome to the river. Before you unpack, we do need to talk about your moss. It's currently classified recreational. For riverfront zoning, it must be artisanal. That's a reclassification fee, a reinspection fee, and a small goose fee. The goose fee is me. I'm the goose.
Capy has owned this burrow for 11 minutes. Capy has already been billed by a goose. Capy is unmoved. Yes, this is really happening. No, Capy does not care either. This is going great.
The moss inspection is biannual, which people always misunderstand. Biannual means twice a year, not every 2 years. Twice a year. Each inspection is $400, plus a moss sample handling charge, plus my travel time, which is walking here from the pond. I bill for the walk.
He bills for the walk. The walk is 40 feet. Capy has done more difficult math than $400 for 40 feet, but Capy has never done math that made him this tired. The river is still nice, though.
Hi, I do the mud. Not just any mud, artisanal riverbank silt. Hand-troweled, moisture-graded, aged. Your current mud is store-bought. I can smell it. Store-bought mud voids your burrow warranty, and honestly, it's embarrassing. For you, for the whole bank. We do not do store-bought silt here.
There is a warranty on the mud. There is a way to void the warranty on the mud. Capy did not know mud could be voided. Now Capy knows. Capy knows too many things about mud now, and it is only Tuesday.
So the artisanal mud is a subscription. 9 payments a year, not 12. We skip winter. That's a savings I'm giving you. And there's an onboarding mud, a maintenance mud, and a premium finishing mud that the geese can see from the pond. Do you want the geese to see cheap mud? Do you?
An onboarding mud. Capy is being onboarded. By mud. Somewhere a person is optimizing their spreadsheet, and Capy is signing a 9-payment plan so a goose across the water can't judge his dirt. Everything is fine. A quick cutaway. The riverbank at dawn, a line of geese in tiny reflective safety vests, marching single file past Capy's burrow, clipboards under their wings, one goose pausing to photograph a patch of moss and shake its head slowly in deep professional disappointment.
Emergency meeting. Someone, I'm not naming names, it was you, power washed their entrance without filing a mud disruption notice. That's a violation. That's a fine. That's a re-mudding. And frankly, that's a tone problem. And tone is 60% of riverfront value.
Capy washed his own doorstep, in his own home. This is now a federal matter, apparently. Great. Capy filed no notice because Capy did not know his own cleaning required paperwork. Capy is learning so much about freedom.
Great news, big picture guy. Huge news. Your moss got promoted. It's now heritage adjacent, which means annual certification, a plaque, and the plaque has a maintenance fee, and the maintenance fee has a plaque. It's plaques all the way down, and every one of them appreciates. I am so happy for you.
Capy owns a burrow, a moss, a mud, a plaque, and a plaque for the plaque. Capy has spent more on maintenance than on the burrow. Capy is doing the math. Capy has finished the math. Capy runs a very tight audit. The corner of the burrow now holds a growing pyramid of paperwork, invoices, a laminated moss certificate, a brass plaque, and beside it a second smaller plaque commemorating the first plaque, all quietly gathering the artisanal dampness that came at a premium.
She has entered the chat. I have been analyzing this gentleman's outgoing payments for 6 minutes, and I have never seen a goose presence fee. It recurs. Monthly. It is a fee for a goose being present. The goose is always present. That's not a service, that's a hostage situation.
The goose presence fee. Capy pays monthly for a goose to exist near him. The goose exists so aggressively, Capy could move. Capy could also just let the auditor keep talking. Capy chooses the auditor.
I have a spreadsheet and it is crying. There's a remudding fee, a plaque polishing fee, a moss serenity surcharge, a charge titled simply Vibes. Someone billed you for Vibes and you paid it. I cannot cancel any of these because none of them have an unsubscribe button. Who builds a fee with no exit?
Capy paid for Vibes. In Capy's defense, the Vibes were Riverfront. But even Capy has noticed that Vibes and the river are not the same line item, and only one of them is free.
Okay. Everyone breathe. I ran the comps in the moss. Alone is up 11%. The mud is a hard asset now. Mud is the new gold. And if we tokenize the plaque, hear me out. We tokenize the plaque, we fractionalize the moss. This whole burrow is a portfolio, and you are sitting on generational silt.
Capy is not sitting on generational silt. Capy is sitting in a puddle. There is a difference, and the difference is invoiced. Baxter wants to tokenize a plaque. The plaque already has its own plaque. It is diversified enough.
No. You don't get it. Idle mud is dead mud. Every second that silt sits still, it's a second it's not compounding. We stake the moss. We yield farm the puddle. Why are you so calm? A goose owns your river, and you're just breathing. Breathe with urgency.
Capy breathes at exactly one urgency. The mud does not compound, Baxter. The mud just sits there being mud. That is, in fact, its single best quality. And it is the one quality Capy is paying 9 installments to preserve. A slow pan reveals the estate in full, a modest burrow ringed by caution reeds and a small forest of laminated signage, and just beyond it, the actual river, the whole reason anyone came, roped off, labelled shared amenity, and of course governed by a goose.
The river is a shared amenity, which means access is scheduled. Your swim window is Thursday, 6:15 to 6:22 a.m. Weather permitting, goose permitting. Splashing outside your window is a splash violation. Yes, there is a splash violation. Yes, I invented it this morning. That's what presidents do.
A 7-minute swim window on the riverfront that Capy purchased. For riverfront reasons. Capy is starting to suspect the front in riverfront was doing a lot of heavy lifting and the river was optional. Splash violation noted.
Between us? This is the dream. People kill for a 7-minute swim window. It's exclusive. Scarcity is a feature. The fewer minutes you get, the more premium the minutes are. I don't even have riverfront, and I'm jealous of you. And I'm a duck. I live in water. That's how good this is.
A duck who lives in free water just told Capy that 7 minutes of scheduled river is a privilege. Capy has heard many sales pitches. This is the first one that argued against itself and kept smiling. Reggie is very good at his job.
I did the total. Are you ready? This gentleman has paid in one season more in moss, mud, plaques, presents, vibes, and splash compliance than the burrow itself cost. The house was the cheap part. Everything attached to owning it was the expensive part. I have never wanted to cancel a home before.
So it turns out the riverfront premium was 90% premium and about 10% riverfront. This is called owning the dream. The dream owns you back, with interest. And a goose. And a plaque for the goose. Capy is thinking.
So we sell. No, we hold. No, we sell to a bigger otter. Then rent it back at a loss, but claim the moss depreciation. Then leverage the plaque into a second burrow. And we do it all again. It's a system. It's foolproof. Why are you already halfway out the door?
Baxter's plan has 14 steps, and every step is a fee. Capy has a plan with 1 step and 0 fees. Capy is about to do the one thing no goose accounted for. Watch. Capy has seen this before. Capy is unmoved.
Final inspection. Everything looks incredible. The moss is heritage, the mud is premium, the plaque has a plaque. You have built something truly special here, and that's why the special assessment is so large. It's a compliment. Take it as a compliment. The number is 6 figures. Feel honored.
Capy is taking it as a compliment. Capy is also taking his security deposit. And Capy is taking one calm, unbothered walk. Not far, about 20 feet. 20 feet is, Capy has learned, the exact distance between a premium and a river. And so Capy did the one thing no goose accounted for. Capy walked 20 feet upriver, sat down in a completely ordinary patch of free public mud, and let the current do the maintenance. The moss came in on its own. Nobody billed him for the walk. Capy built the FU fund back in a single weekend. No inspection, no subscription, no plaque. The river Capy paid a fortune to schedule is the same river flowing free 20 feet away. It was always free. That was the whole joke.
Found you. I always find you. I heard you're loving the new spot. Quick question, is that recreational moss or artisanal moss? Because from the pond it's giving recreational, and I'd hate for the geese to talk. I could get you certified. Very reasonable onboarding fee.
It's free public mud, Reggie. Nobody owns it. There is no fee. Capy has become one with the river, and the river does not have an HOA. No swim window, no presence fee, no goose. Just a capybara in the mud, on time, forever. That was a video about the difference between buying a home and renting a lifestyle from a goose. This is where a normal channel says smash subscribe. Do whatever you want. Capy is going back in the mud. The free mud.